Good morning. It's Wednesday again. Hump day. Happy hump day, everybody. And it's just 1 week till Christmas now. So we're getting to the bottom of this bag. What is today's Malden Coffee Company lucky dip? Oh, okay. King Edmund. So this one sounds good. King Edmund. Indulge in the rich and smoky flavours of our King Edmund coffee with its full-bodied texture and velvety finish. A luxurious treat for any coffee enthusiast. This is going to be good, isn't it? So then, King Edmund, a luxurious treat for the coffee enthusiast. That's quite a sort of smoky smell to it. Oh yes, that's it's maybe slightly spicy. There's kind of a sweet note in there as well. It said velvety in the description. I'm not sure velvety is the right word for this, but it is very enjoyable coffee. Definitely a morning coffee as well. So, some good news first. I'd like to say thank you very much to everybody. The channel has just passed 400,000 total views as a milestone, which is pretty impressive. I'm just a mad old bloke sitting in his shed talking to himself. But thank you very much for watching all my videos. On with this one, I suppose. So, today's car, having said the other day, I don't really own very many red cars. Today's car is a red car. And a teal car, and a silver car, and an orange car, and a gold car, and a blue car. I'll put all these here. And we can have a chat about this. I've done this before, but these are really important. So then, the 6 Polycar Home Racer Series Subaru WRXs. They are, or certainly were, 6 completely identical cars. Incredible in their own way, because this is a fully working slot car with working headlights and reasonable components for £22.50. And it's as durable as hell. None of this is coming off. And it has a fairly low RPM motor in it, but it's £22.50, it's durable. It'll run quite nicely with or without a magnet. And I think these are brilliant. These are sort of revolutionary in a way. This and the BRZ they did. And they've just brought out a Maserati, which is, controversially, an extra £4. So those are £26.50, I think, rather than £22.50, like this and the BRZ. Now, I'm not quite sure what you get for your extra £4, other than the fact that it's got a bigger wing. And they do a black one with the Maserati. But other than that, I mean, I wish I did a black one with these, because you've kind of got everything else. A proper green and a purple would be nice as well. and maybe a white one. And then there'd be 10. That'd be lovely. I digress. This is a stupidly cheap, very durable slot car that runs very happily on this track, and I'm sure it will run very happily on a scale electric track. And I almost can't see how Polycar do this for the money. But they do. And they do it very well. And they're nice and consistent. They were all very much the same in terms of their performance when they came out of the box. I have obviously modified these two quite drastically since, and I might do a separate video on those a bit later on in this series. But in many ways, I mean, people will talk about slot car of the year, and they'll talk about the long-awaited Datsun 510s. They'll talk about, I don't know, all sorts of things that were great throughout the year. But I think these were great because these are a bit more than your usual home set out-the-box cars that have hexagonal wheels and not entirely straight axles and handle terribly without a massive magnet in them. You know, these are reasonable things and you can do a little bit of fiddling with them. And they're cheap. And, you know, in a world where, you know, inflation's silly, it's quite refreshing for somebody to provide the hobby with a budget model. 3 different models now in 6 colours each. I think it's fantastic, and it also slightly annoys me because obviously Slot It and Polycar are effectively the same company, and as I have said before, I'm not very happy with the general 3-box saloon stroke touring car Slot It cars. I don't think they handle particularly brilliantly. To be honest, for £22.50, this is better. I mean, you know, you can't adjust it very much. You very much get what comes out of the box. But this is a lot. I mean, yes, you can eventually make a Slot It run better. But this thing is just satisfying to drive out of the box for not even half the price. There's a step in price that isn't matched with the step in quality. If you can do this for £22.50, people who make slot cars for £45, for £75, for £95, you need to up your game a bit really, because am I getting at £95 4 times the car? I'm not sure I am. So this in many ways is a nice entry-level thing that you can give to kids who are an entry into the hobby, and it doesn't matter if they smash them about because they probably won't break them, and even if they do, they were £22.50. This probably should be slot car of the year in many ways, and it almost certainly won't be. There you are, that's my 2 penneth on the subject. So we come to Mrs. Slotow's Christmas joke. What kind of bread do elves make sandwiches with? Shortbread. Now, is that funny, or am I going to be deleted for being heightist? Oh, controversial. See you tomorrow, hopefully.